Good morning, everybody. This is Dee Reinhardt with Illinois Worknet. Thank you for joining us this morning for our webinar on networking and connecting with Illinois Worknet. We have a couple of poll questions on the screen right now. If you could make sure that you have answered that, I would appreciate it. And also let us know how you might want to use Illinois Worknet. We're thinking about doing a new front page to help us with our customers getting what they need and where they need to find it. On the lower left-hand corner of your screen should be a file pod that will help you with the handouts that we have for today. And please be sure to ask any questions you have in the chat pod so that we can answer those for you. Hi Lynn, hi Donna, hi Mirage. Glad you could all join us, and everybody else that's with us today. I'm going to hide the poll questions now so that we can move on with our presentation. And I'm going to make the presentation a little bit bigger here. If you need it even larger to see it, there is an icon at the top of the screen that is 4 arrows pointed out. You can click on that and it will make the PowerPoint portion of this full screen. So today what we're talking about is Network and Connect, and I would invite anybody who has a question about this particular section to ask that. Those questions, we do try to keep the questions to the topic at hand, and we're going to be talking about Network and Connect. Now last webinar we met Jim, our job seeker, and what we're trying to find out is how Jim is going to find a job besides just filling out applications and submitting them. And some of the research that I found recently is that over 80% of job seekers say that their network has helped them with their job search. So how can your network help you? And we're going to go over a couple of those things today. According to the Bullhorn Reach report, 97% of users registered with LinkedIn use it to source candidates for jobs. And the Bullhorn Reach report is for human resources recruiters. And last but not least, at least 70%, if not 80% of jobs are not published. So if they're not published, how are you going to find them? Through your network, of course. So what can Jim do? He can attend events. We've got links to networking meetings, job fairs, workshops, hiring events. He could join a trade association. He could also start networking socially because sometimes you just can't physically get to every place that you need to go. So using tools like LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and the others can help you do that social networking. My mantra when I teach LinkedIn classes is it's not about who you know, it's about who they know. So make your network work for you. Now, Jim has turned to Illinois Worknet again. Just as Jim was ready to go on some interviews, he discovered he needed some child care assistance. He visited the Illinois Worknet Service Finder. He found 5 locations that were within 25 miles of his residence that offered some referral services that could help him. While in the Service Finder, he also discovered some other resources and tools to help him through his job search. Like he found a place that would help him print some resumes that he could carry with him and different things like phones and faxes just so that he could make use of those tools. So would you like to see more tips on how to network your way to a new job? Let's go to But if you need to make your your screen bigger, then all you have to do is press those 4 arrows at the top of the page so that you can get that screen bigger on your screen. So we're going to talk about our Network and Connect menu. And first we're going to dive into the event calendar. And this is really great because it has events from all over the areas in the state of Illinois, and then you can also filter them by where you are or what type of event it might be. So looking at today's calendar, we've got for the 12th, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 items on the calendar for today, and I'm pretty sure that's not everything that's actually happening. So we can make sure that if you're in a local area, ask your local center to add their events to the calendar. And as we look at the filter options, we can filter by city. So let's filter by Springfield. Got to type it right. And as you can see, it will give you some options. So as soon as I start typing Springfield, it will bring up Springfield, Illinois. And I want to search within 25 miles because I might be willing to drive that far. I can also filter by audience, by grade level, by field of interest, or by event type. But I'm just going to leave it wide open right now. And I'm going to hit apply for the filters to take effect. And as I now look at my calendar, it shows me that there is a Networking and Connecting Tools webinar. Well, look at that on the calendar for today. And tomorrow in Springfield, there's an on-site recruitment event. So all you have to do is take a look at the calendar to see what's actually available in your area by just entering your city or your zip code, how many miles you're willing to travel, what kind of event you might be looking for, or if you want to filter by audience, we have these different kinds of audiences. We have these different kinds of grade levels. We have field of interest, so maybe you want something specific. You can take a look at that. Or by event type. Maybe you just want job and career fairs. So let's apply that and see what comes up. So we've got an on-site recruitment for Seville staffing, the recruiting event on Friday, and there was a virtual job fair earlier in the month. So that's how you can use the tools for the calendar. Make sure that you're checking those out on a regular basis. And if you know somebody that's having an event that hasn't added their item, all they have to do is go up here at the top of the page and click on the Add Event. And we will review any information that is added in there. They do have to be a registered user on Illinois Worknet to add those events. So make sure that you are talking to the people in your Worknet centers to make sure that they're adding all of those events for you. Next on our list is the Illinois Worknet Service Finder. Now we do happen to have a handout in the file pod that is telling you how to do the finding services. So you can take a look at that handout. If you click on the item and then download the file, it will open it to a new window. So you want to make sure that you are coming back to the webinar so that you can see the next thing that we're going to be discussing. We're going to take a look here at the Illinois Worknet Service Finder. This is a great tool that gives you some job search assistance, career preparation, referrals for work support services, like maybe you need the help like Jim did with the child care, and much more. We also have assistance for employers, and all you have to do is take a look at the different items that are on the list. So maybe we want partners that can serve job seekers, or perhaps we need resources for disability resources or referrals and special programs. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to click on Partners Serving Individuals. I'm going to click the zip code, and I'm going to enter 62706 for Springfield. I'm not going to put in a keyword because I just want to see what comes up. And I'm willing to drive, again, a 25-mile distance to find out what I need. So I'm going to search. On the map, it brings up the items in list, grid, or map format. So if we take a look at the list, we see that we have the Illinois Worknet centers listed first, and then other locations that have services available based on their proximity, the mileage distance that you entered into the parameters at the top. And if we take a look, I'm going to scroll back up here to the top, if we take a look at, for example, the Salvation Army, I can view a map where they are, and then I can view services for the Salvation Army. And as each organization enters their own items, they enter the list of services that they offer. So they offer referrals, they have assistance with resume writing, they have printers, computers, internet access, they help immigrants, older workers, reentry, and ex-offenders, and then veterans. So if we take a look at the top again, we can actually filter this information as well. So if we want to limit our search to any of these specific items, we can do that. And then the legend tells us what the different items are that show up on the screen below in our list. So as you can see, veterans means veterans and eligible spouses, priority service available here. And as the other organizations add their information, we will add those icons with them. Now let's take a look at what happens if we look at it in grid format. It shows you, this is probably a little bit more printer friendly so that you can take a look and print this page and have things listed out with a whole lot of list items on one page. I couldn't get that out of my mouth. I apologize. And then if we want to, we can look at it in map format. And as you can see by the color, it has LWIA 20 denoted by the golden brown color, and then the surrounding local workforce areas in other colors. You can see by the pin location, by the pins on the map, where the items are. So if I wanted to, maybe I knew that Springfield was the bigger location, but I actually want to be down in Taylorville. I can go down to the Taylorville item, click on the pin marker, and then have the map information, their hours, and the organization's website, and what services are available for that item as well. So there's multiple ways to find the services that are available for you based on the parameters that you enter in the service finder on Illinois Worknet. I was just going to check to see if there's any questions about the service finder before I move on, and I don't see anything. This is the area that shows the different organizations that are associated with a particular industry. And as we know from the data that I found in our presentation, we have a much higher percentage of finding those hidden jobs by networking. So what better way is there than to attend attend a networking event in your industry? So let's type manufacturing, and I will see the results based on newest, first, most liked, all of these different items. I can also see how many items in a list, and then I can look at these in list view, grid view, or text-only view. So as we're looking at these items, I have 8 results that have to do with the word manufacturing that I entered up in the search parameter up there. So as I take a look down, I can scroll down, I can read a little highlight of what the organization is. I can see what keywords are associated with that. I can see a screenshot of what the website should look like once I get there. We can also see that there are other associations that may or may not have to do the way you think with manufacturing, but maybe this Drafting Educators Association works with drafters that draft electronical or manufactured items. So as we click on one of the links, I'm going to go to IMA Education Foundation. They happen to be one of our good friends with the ATOM program. We can click on it, and as you notice, it opens to a new window so that we don't lose our place on Illinois Worknet. And you can take a look at the website and find out when their calendar of events is so that you can see what the next item is. You can also check to see what their membership might require so that if you want to join that organization, you can see all of those details right there. We also have the American Welding Society. And if I go back to the top and if I take off my search parameters, we have 62 organizations that are associated with our Student and Trade Connections page. So this is really great, just great information for you to be able to find out what associations there might be. A lot of times when you look at these associations and check out their calendar, if you attend an event, you might find out additional organizations that are industry related, or different networking events that are industry related that the members at that event might be able to tell you about. So that's networking and connecting student and trade connections. Let's take a look at our social media guide. Now, we talked in our presentation about Jim using some social media tools. One of the things that you can do is take a look at our YouTube video that's on our page for social media and the job search. You can read the tips and tricks that we have here. We also have a link to our YouTube channel playlist on job search and social media. I personally did all of the little mini videos that we have that talk about how you can use each of the different social media platforms to help you with your job search. We have tips here about joining Illinois Worknet on the variety of social media tools that we have. We have our Illinois Virtual Job Club Network. I invite all of you that have a LinkedIn profile to join us in the Virtual Job Club. We have rousing discussions in there, and we have lots of research and resources available that we share and other members of the group share. You can follow us on Facebook. You can follow our company posts on LinkedIn. We talk on Twitter on a regular basis. We also have posts on Google+. Our YouTube channel is phenomenal. If you have not been to Illinois Worknet's YouTube channel, you do need to take a look because there are just a myriad of videos that we've recorded of all of our old webinars and just different tips and tricks that are available to help you with your job search and to help employers find new employees. Look at Pinterest on occasion to see what's going on there as well. And then an RSS newsfeed or RSS events calendar. If you sign up for our RSS feed, you will get notification of all of the news articles that are coming out on a regular basis. We have an infograph over here on the side, and we have links to all of our guides to help you with job search. There's even one here on your 30-second elevator speech. Let's do a show of hands. Raise your hands if you have a 30-second elevator speech that you use on a regular basis. We've got one. All right, the little man's at the top of the screen. All right, so we've got a few people that have an elevator speech that they use on a regular basis. If you don't, I suggest that you take a look at this document and also take a look at all of the handouts that are there. You can click on it and print it or just view it if you want to. Now, one thing I do suggest to everybody is that if you are going to use social media, make sure that you follow these tips to make sure that you are not opening yourself up to any phishing scams or any identity theft that might happen by using social media. At the bottom of the page, we have a whole bunch of resources. The page shows 10 at a time. Here you can see a couple of one of our handouts at least. And we've got just a lot of resources that are available for you. If you don't see what you want here, all you have to do is click on the View More so that you can see the rest of the related resources to social media. Now, trust me, I could talk for hours about social media, but I am going to move on right now. And we have our blog articles that can help you with using social media or any networking tools for your job search. And so take a look at the articles as they show up. We have a new article coming out today that's going to be talking about the student and trade associations. So check back later today for that one. And if you are signed up for our newsfeed, you'll get an email alert that will show you directly to that article. We also have our networking videos, and we're waiting for the page to load here. We've got just flat out networking, and then we've got connecting with social media. You can see the whole playlist here. And last but not least, in this menu, we have our networking resources. And if you want to look, right now we have 71 results, 4 pages worth of results. But if I want to look for just, let's say just LinkedIn, I can filter, and there's 15 results that mention LinkedIn in all of the tools that we've found. And I'm sure there's even more, but we need to make sure that we have all of these items available for you. So let's see if there's any questions that I need to answer from the audience. Lynn is asking, I want to change careers and my networking links are with the old career people. How do I hook up with my new career people? That's a really good thing, because there are a lot of career changers who have a lot of connections and they aren't in the right field. So as we're working with that, we just need to ask those people, who do you know in my new field? Because you don't know who those other people know. The wider your network is, the better your chance of finding those new connections are. My suggestion to you, Lynn, is to see if there is a garden association or a, not necessarily just a garden club, but a garden association in your area. That way you can, there's a lot of landscapers who attend those kind of meetings. Another good area that you might want to investigate is see if there's any landscape architects association, or any home builders associations might also have landscape people in them. So take a look at that. I hope that answered your question, Lynn. If you can give me a yes in the chat pod, that would be great. And again, if you have any other questions, you're always welcome to send something over to info@illinoisworknet.com. I'm going to type that into the chat pod here. It's hard to talk and type at the same time. Okay, let's take a look. I'm not seeing any other questions. Chelsea added some comments in as we were talking. All right, I'm not seeing anything else. I do see someone typing, so I'll give you just a moment to finish typing there. And we appreciate your time today. I'm going to switch over to our closing pod right now. Oh, Chelsea beat me to it. It made me dizzy. And if you have just a moment, please answer the polling questions for us. If you did not already take the time to download the handouts, please make sure that you do that. And again, you can go to the pages and download your items from there. And I want to thank everybody for joining us today. I appreciate your time, your questions, and your comments, and your feedback. We hope you have a great day.